Hi, we're Ian and Julie. Follow us on our tiny homestead and our debt-free project of a lifetime, the building of our shipping container home here in the Pyrenees, and all of this alongside our full-time jobs.
Right, I'm measuring up for a small, not mezzanine, although it will be, but a ceiling for this small room. This is the technical room that will house all our solar, all our batteries and everything else. That's 197. So I'm putting in just a small ceiling on 40, so the same gaps, the same spacing as these little mini studs. And then we're going to OSB the ceiling and put another slice of OSB on the top and put a bit of vinyl, and that'll be a load of storage. Sort of, I can have like boxes and things like that up there. So that's the plan at the moment. So I'm going to cut all of these to length. I've got 8 joists to put in, but because all of this is rough cut timber, I've got to make sure that every one is the correct width. So I will run them through the table saw so they're all exact. Right, all my joist supports are in, well, both sides. They're both level that way and they're level across way. It took me a while because this left support was a bit banana-y, so I had to put one screw in at a time and just level up the wood by hand and get another one in. But those are all level, both directions, so we'll put the joists on now, loose fit the joists. Right, I'm now going to do the blocking in between the joists just to get the right spacing. So I'm doing them on 400mm centers and my joists are 38mm wide. Doesn't sound a lot because this is just a storage mezzanine. There's not going to be any foot passage up there. So 400 centers, 38mm joists. What have I got to cut these noggins to? So 400 minus 38.
360.
400 minus 38.
Alright.
400 minus 40.
360.
Okay. 400 minus 38.
362.
Thank goodness for that.
I'm like a piece of wood.
Thick as it can.
I'm not.
Right. I'll try one first.
Looks good though, Ian.
And now to cut the noggins, or the blocking, as it's called in the US. So I've just put a stop block at the end to get them all the same size. Right, I'll get these spaced out now and attached to the joists. Right, I'm back and I've got my trusty old nail gun that I haven't used probably for 16 years. A little bit of a leak I can hear. Little compressor connected up to the EcoFloat, and instead of screwing these I'm going to actually start nailing them in. So these are I'll put my little spacer noggins in, and these I'll be using for the blocking in between the joists. I don't have to have too many in here. It's purely to keep the distance, keep the spacing. Well, that didn't last long, probably 4.5 nails. It suddenly started leaking out the back and basically draining the compressor. So the compressor was on constantly. Pain. But as I said, it's 18 years old. I bought it for when I came to France to do the renovation on our house, and we used it a bunch of time. But there must be a seal inside, so I'm gonna have to take it apart and have a look. But in the meantime, I've just gone up and bought some 70mm screws, construction screws, and I'll use those instead.
Ian's going old school with his screws. Always the last one gives him a...
Well, it's because these aren't torque screws. I don't like Phillips. That's all
Looks
I
good.
had. 2 more. These are just the blocking in between.
Yeah. Put our OSB on.
Quick weight test. 150 kilo hanging. That should be fine. There's only a couple of LED lights going up.
Oh, you are so cheeky.
And don't think that Julie jumped up there. She actually went onto that stool.
Shh.
I finished the ceiling, put in the blocking. So this one, so that is 60 from the side. This one will be an OSB join. It's a bit wonky there, but it'll be fine. So now I'm going to carry on with the electrics and get a few holes in these studs, because I've got to get it around to this corner here.
Oh my goodness, this morning I have one very hungry girl, or she's just naughty. Barely got through the stable door at the back of the barn, and yep. Ooh, you little rascal. You are? You're cheeky girls. Come on then. Right, let's go feed them. Trying to get to their feeder, because I forgot to bring it in last night. Tripping over them. Come on, girlies. Come on. Oh, you are funny girls. Come on, out you get. Come on, out. You're naughty. Oh my goodness. Anyone for a chicken in a bucket? Come on, ladies. Oh, oh, you are so naughty. Out for an outside light next to our light switch next to our entrance door into the garage, and above we have the key lock for the main garage door.
It is a surface mounted one, but we want to recess it like this, and then we'll put a little bit of fill around this just to make it look good. I don't really want that slapped on like that. And I can't find any waterproof external ones that are actually surface mounted, recessed, so we'll give it a go.
today, but we're busy working out all our electrics internally and externally for lights. So at the moment we're just marking out where we think we want an external light on the carport side of the garage workshop.
Because we're waiting for the extra cladding, the siding, to dry out because I underestimated it. I've just put a bit of tape on the house wrap so I can push my cable through in readiness. And then when I put this board on here, I can just position the light perfectly and then run the cable. In France, you have to build up your circuits with individual wires, strands of wire. So I've got various lighting circuits, switch circuits, all labelled on each end, and then you pull it through a sort of a conduit, a concertina conduit. And now I'm drilling through all the joists, slide it all through, and then try and connect each end. But yeah, Julie's on one end, pulling the little wire. I'm on the other end, shoving it through. Luckily, they're not too longer lengths, but that's why I can get that amount of cable in, where sometimes you can only get sort of 3 cables, which is the mains one, which I've done. Right, a bit more drilling and then we'll get them through. It's getting a bit dark in here now, that's why we need the lights on.
Yep, torrential rain. The poor cows at the end of the field are looking sad. My life has been made a lot easier now. We can have the EcoFlow down on our off-grid plot here at the workshop. I can bring the shop vac and no more dustpan and brush, so Ian can make as much mess as he wants now. I have a little help today whilst planting all my red onions. Instead of bringing the lawnmower over to mow the grass around the polytunnel and my beds, I've brought Tyson. planting red onions. Just a few more to go. And I have the same again, yellow onions.
Right, next stage. I've just put some extra noggins in here for my electrical board. Here in France, we have to have these special boards, and I'll show you that in a minute. So you can't attach anything to wood. It's not like the US where everything is in metal boxes. Everything here is in plastic. So before I do that, I have to put my OSB up. And before I can put the OSB up, I'm going to put in some insulation. Now this insulation, again, we bought off Marketplace probably 4 months ago. We drove over and picked up all these bales of insulation. It's been stored away. Before we finish this section of the build, we want to get all of this little room here all insulated and closed in. So that's why we bought the insulation. We got 4 big bundles, maybe 5, I'm not sure, I can't remember. But we'll get those in the wall, OSB up, and then I can put in my electrical board just here. And this insulation comes just from up the road. Where we get our wood siding from, right next to it is the Knauf factory. I wonder if that's how it's pronounced. Knauf. K-N-A-U-F. A huge factory there for all the insulation. So I'm assuming where we got it from, they bought it from there. Quite thick actually, look at that. Don't know what size it is. Maybe 100. Right, I'm going to carry on putting all this wall in, this section, and then get the slab of OSB on.
Yeah, we're invaded by the grandchildren coming out of school. So there's Margot. Cheeky little sausage. So poor old Pappy. He's finished the insulation to play.
Alexa.
Oh, say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Shall we go find Pappy?
Wait, Mama photo.
Oh. Ooh, I don't think you're supposed to have that. Yeah. You're going to help Pappy? That's Pappy. These are Pappy's little helpers. Tom and Margot. That Tom? Where's the tractor?
Yeah.